The new supreme leader of Iran is lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. The news is surreal, but it's real. Stay tuned. The CIA informed Trump that the new leader of Iran is lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, and that he had a romantic relationship with his tutor. In fact, here they tell us there's a scandal in Iran and laughter in the White House. Is the new supreme leader lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender? It's crazy. In fact, I'm publishing it myself right now. The new supreme leader of Iran is probably lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. President Trump was informed about it. Trump burst out laughing in front of the intelligence official when he was told about it. And now we're going to see why, since it's not just ironic, but this guy is a walking meme. It's incredible. The story was confirmed by the New York Post and by 2 intelligence officials and a person close to the White House. This is the current situation of Iran's new supreme leader. 1. Is he in a coma? 2. Is he missing a leg? 3. He doesn't know he's the supreme leader. 4. He doesn't know that Iran is at war. 5. And is he lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender in a country where being lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender is punishable by death, really, in Iran? If you are a person with different preferences, if you are a man who is attracted to other men, a woman who is attracted to other women, well, it turns out that your sentence, your punishment is the death penalty. That's the maximum punishment you can get. And well, basically this guy, look, that's it. Exactly, that's what it was. In fact, that's why his father didn't want him to be his successor. He didn't want that. Why are you gay? The father tried to hide it. However, now the truth has been revealed to the world. In fact, here they're telling us breaking news. The New York Post reports that Trump, well, you know that the leader of Iran is lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. Now he's no longer the Ayatollah, but the Fabutollah. Because she's fabulous. In fact, there are some who nickname her the Gaytollah. Yes, just as you hear it, Gaytollah, if you put the letter G in front of the word Ayatollah. And that's it. Here's what people are saying. There's a rumor going around that the new supreme leader of Iran might have fled to Russia. The cardboard Ayatollah has issued a public statement but hasn't been seen since his premature promotion. Of course, the guy is missing, but apparently he traveled to Russia where he's being protected by Vladimir Putin. This guy, guys, let me remind you, is seriously injured in Russia. He's in a coma without legs. I mean, it's crazy. In fact, I also want to share the following with you. Let's watch this quick video.
They say that the new supreme leader of Iran may have fled to Russia. What you're about to hear is really explosive. It's unbelievable. We're talking about Mojtaba Khamenei's son. Apparently, according to a report published by the newspaper Al Jarida, it says that he may have been evacuated. Listen carefully. On a Russian military plane to Moscow for a secret emergency surgery after being seriously injured by the United States bombings. In fact, the information that has been circulating for days is that in theory, he may have lost a leg, that he is disfigured, and even that he is in a coma. And now, according to this outlet, they are coming to confirm this a bit. But what stands out is that they took him to Russia. I mean, Putin getting involved. I mean, it's being speculated. That's what it literally says. The procedure was carried out in one of Vladimir Putin's palaces, which was necessary to obviously save his life after losing, I repeat, at least one leg and suffering severe damage to internal organs. If this is confirmed, it would be a double bombshell. First, that he's going to Russia, and second, that Putin is giving this guy a hand. Incredible.
Of course, so you realize, right? What's happening with the new supreme leader of Iran is even more surreal. A guy who, objectively speaking, is missing. What do we know about him? Nothing, since it was reported that the new supreme leader hasn't come out, hasn't appeared. And honestly, I'm not surprised because the guy, I'm telling you, is in a coma now. That's what they're telling us. Reportedly, Iran's leadership is divided over ending the war. Some believe in an agreement, while the Islamic Revolutionary Guard wants more war. Look, it's not in their best interest. If they want more, they're going to have to face the consequences. Israeli and United States intelligence services describe the decision-making process as increasingly chaotic. And this is very obvious. It's very clear. Everyone is doing their own thing. Like, there's no one I mean, nobody knows who's in charge. Nobody knows who's currently running Iran. Well, supposedly the Ayatollah's son is in charge, but look, he's in a coma, so obviously he can't give orders. Now here they tell us, after the death of the previous supreme leader, there is no longer a clear authority at the top, while the influence of the other remains uncertain, especially after reports indicating that he may have been injured. Yes, look, if he's in Russia, he's in a coma and missing a leg. Well, obviously he's someone who is currently in no condition to give orders or to reach an agreement. He can't negotiate anything because obviously he's not even awake. He doesn't even know he's at war. He doesn't even know his father has passed away. He doesn't even know that he's the new supreme leader, but he does know that he's the prom queen. Dancing queen. Now please, I want us to dig a little deeper into the preferences of the new supreme leader because seriously, it's crazy. Pay attention. 2 intelligence sources indicated that the new supreme leader maintained a long-term romantic and other kind of relationship with his childhood tutor, who was another man. And a third source added that United States intelligence had found that the relationship was with a person who previously worked for the family. And let's not forget that the deceased son, Ayatollah, had been receiving medical treatment in London for impotence. Because for this reason, it had been difficult for him to have children with his wife, according to documents leaked by WikiLeaks. It's crazy, honestly. I mean, the guy was in London undergoing medical treatments for impotence. The guy didn't need any medical treatment. The thing is, the wrong person was doing it. They were trying to set him up with a wife, with a woman, and well, he doesn't like that while they wanted to get him a woman. Deep down, he was in love with Mohammed. Period. That's the reality. So there was no need to take him to any treatment. Now here they tell us. Being lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender in Iran is punished with the highest penalty, according to the strict interpretation of Sharia law by the Ayatollah regime. And that's how it is established in the Islamic Penal Code. It is for this reason that the news circulating this Monday that the new Iranian supreme leader, son of the late supreme leader, could be lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender has made the president of the United States, Donald Trump, laugh. And honestly, I'm not surprised. In fact, look, they say that Trump burst out laughing when he found out that the new Ayatollah is lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender. And here they show us Trump's reaction when he found out. Yes, of course, that's what the media are reporting, that the guy was dying of laughter, that he had a huge laugh. And honestly, we all did. Honestly, I think it was something pretty crazy, right? I mean, like I said, the guy is in a coma, he's missing a leg. He doesn't know he's the supreme leader. He doesn't know Iran is at war. And on top of that, he's lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender in a country where that's forbidden. What madness. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much and I'll see you next time.